Two officers thought they were putting on a show, mocking a black woman in broad daylight, cuffed to a pole for the world to laugh at. But what they didn't know was that the woman they humiliated wasn't just anybody. She was one of the most powerful figures in the world of justice. And their laughter, it would soon echo inside a courtroom where the tables would turn in the most unexpected way. Before we dive in, take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story like this. And I'd love to know. Comment below where you're watching from. Now let's settle in. The sun scorched Ashwood Boulevard at noon, bouncing off car hoods and glass windows. The street pulsed with chatter, car horns and shuffling feet, until the sound of laughter rose above it all. At the center stood Evelyn Carter, her hands cuffed tightly behind her back, chained to a streetlight pole. Officer Mark Reynolds, broad-shouldered with a square jaw, sipped his iced coffee with a smirk. His partner, lanky Officer Thomas Harkins, paced around her like a vulture. "Look at her," Reynolds jeered, "all dressed up like she's running the world. Now she's nothing." Harkins laughed. "Closest she'll get to power is hugging that pole." Their mockery spilled into the street like poison. Some in the crowd chuckled nervously, others frowned and whispered. A man muttered, "Do they even know who she is?" His friend shook his head. "Just some woman in a suit, not worth the trouble." But not everyone believed that. A woman at the back of the crowd gasped, hand over her mouth. Her phone trembled as she began to live stream. "I think I know who this is. Oh my God, this can't be real." Meanwhile, a small boy tugged his mother's arm. "Why are they being mean to her, Mama?" The mother shushed him, pulling him away, her face pale. The scene had become a public spectacle. But Evelyn Carter? She stood tall, blazer crisp, her gaze steady. She breathed slowly, deliberately. Her mind wasn't here, not fully. She remembered courtrooms where she stood against dictators, warlords, men who thought they were untouchable. Compared to them, these two officers were small, very small. At last, her voice cut through the laughter, low but sharp. "You mock what you do not understand, but justice has a way of finding those who think themselves untouchable." For a moment, Reynolds' grin faltered. Harkins, trying to recover, pulled out his phone. "This is gold. Let's make her go viral. Hashtag Pole Princess." Reynolds chuckled. "Bet we'll get more likes off this than our whole precinct." The crowd murmured in disgust. Phones were now raised everywhere, recording every cruel second. Then came the sound, an engine, low and commanding. A sleek black SUV rolled to the curb. Its tinted windows reflected the sunlight. The crowd shifted nervously. "Secret Service," someone whispered. The doors opened in perfect sync. Out stepped Daniel Pierce, senior aide to the president, flanked by two agents in dark suits. The atmosphere shifted. Pierce's voice cut through the noise like steel. "Uncuff her, now." Reynolds stiffened. "And who the hell are you supposed to be?" Pierce flashed his badge, a White House seal blazing in the sunlight. "You've unlawfully detained Justice Evelyn Carter, Chief Justice of the International Criminal Court." The crowd erupted, gasps, screams, disbelief. The live streamer's voice shook. "I knew it. Oh my God, it's really her." The officers' faces drained of color. Their hands fumbled with keys. The cuffs clattered to the pavement with a metallic ring that echoed like a gavel. Evelyn Carter rubbed her wrists, but her face never broke. She turned to the stunned crowd. Silence fell instantly. Her voice carried like thunder. "This isn't about me. It's about accountability. No uniform, no badge, no laughter will ever stand above the law." Some clapped. Others lowered their heads in shame. No one laughed anymore. Weeks later, the laughter had vanished. The federal courtroom was packed. Press, citizens, even international delegates. At the center stood Reynolds and Harkins, this time in orange jumpsuits and shackles. Judge Eleanor Briggs presided, peering over her glasses. "Officers, Reynolds and Harkins, your actions were more than unlawful. They were an insult to human dignity. You mocked, you degraded, and you sought to strip away respect from a woman who embodies justice itself." The defense tried to argue. They didn't know who she was. The judge cut them off, voice sharp as lightning. "Ignorance of dignity is no excuse. The law does not bend for arrogance." The live streamer from that day took the stand. "I couldn't believe what I was seeing," she said. "They treated her like a joke, but the whole world was watching." Murmurs rippled through the gallery. Judge Briggs leaned forward, her words heavy as stone. "For unlawful detention, abuse of authority, and public misconduct, this court sentences you both to 5 years in federal prison." Gasps filled the courtroom. The gavel struck, final, irrevocable. The officers' laughter, once loud and cruel, had been silenced by chains. Reporters swarmed as Evelyn left the courthouse. Microphones shoved forward, questions hurled. She raised a hand. Her words were calm, steady, unforgettable. "This was never about me. It's about everyone who has ever been mocked, silenced, or degraded. Justice will always have the final word." The cameras rolled. The prison van pulled away, carrying the fallen officers. And for the first time since that day on Ashwood Boulevard, the world understood. Those who mocked her had only written their own downfall. As the courtroom doors shut and the prison van disappeared into the distance, the officers' laughter was gone, swallowed by the silence of their own downfall. Evelyn Carter did not gloat. She did not smile. She simply walked past the flashing cameras, her words echoing louder than any headline. Justice will always have the final word. And that's the truth of this story. Arrogance may shine for a moment, but justice outlives them all. If you are watching this, remember, the tables can turn in an instant, and those who mock others may one day be chained themselves. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories where justice speaks louder than laughter.